His pin drop, silence notwithstanding, is former Baringo Senator Gideon Kipselei Moi over and out, or is just reassembling his political cards? That is our conversation today on yet another insightful edition of Siasa Brigade, your go-to point on matters, governance and politics analysis here in Kenya and, of course, across our borders, East Africa, you name it. We are here for you. I'm yours truly, Richard Mwenjo. Indeed, as always, it is a pleasure to have you on board. Now with me on this conversation is none other than the only name in matters political analysis this side of the Sahara, Herman Manyora. How are you, sir?
Wonderful.
Then, sir, today we are talking about Gideon Kipselei Moi, former Baringo Senator and KANU party leader. And top of the concern of many Kenyans is, where is this the son of a king, the son of the king that was Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi? And many are wondering, is it that the shoe of the father was too huge for him to fit, or is just a crown prince who hasn't been able to really fit well into that particular shoe? I mean, let's start there.
You know, the objective truth and reality is that Gideon Kipselei Moi is a prince. That's something you can't deny, okay? Son of a king. And
a toothless prince?
Therefore, he's a prince. As to why he's silent, that could be his strategy. But again, there are those who think, just like fire here, at the end of the day, it will have ash. That fire begets ash. So big men rarely produce children who are half as good as them. Yeah. You can look at people who are big names and their children are struggling even to be recognized.
But there's an opportunity like the Phoenix.
Even when they are given big jobs. I don't want to mention names. Yes.
Very well. But then again, still talking on matters, his political future, and we are looking at what was bequeathed to him, that is KANU party. And right now, the voice of reason under KANU party, more likely, is none other than Naisula Lesuda. Which begs the question, is there a chance for this party to be resuscitated and probably Gideon Moi leading that front particularly?
It's possible. You know, in politics, anything is possible. Because I've told you, this could be his strategy, to keep quiet and then emerge. Again, it could be that because he's weak, so you can't tell which is which. You know, Malawi's independence party, after so many years, it came back to power. So, Marcos of Philippines, after many years, the family came back to power through the son. So these things happen.
We should not write him off.
Yeah, even when a revolution ships off dictators, kings, and so on and so forth, you find some rightists, right-wing people trying to bring back even regimes that were outrightly, obviously bad, that turn people, you know, you can go to Zanzibar. They are there. They are, so it's possible that even if people say it was bad, it's possible it can come back to power. It's a possibility.
There is a possibility.
Yeah.
Even without Nick Salat on board.
Nick Salat is just was an errand boy, so he's not part of KANU.
He at some point was now the face of KANU, not even Gideon Moi.
Nothing, no. He was just an errand boy to make noise a bit. Yeah.
Very well then. We are still talking matters, Gideon Moi's political future. And if you go back in time, just last year during the run-up to the 2022 general elections, we are looking at a time when people expected him to launch a charm offensive and launch his gravitas on the ground, Rift Valley, and amass those votes for Raila Odinga, because he was and still is under Azimio One Kenya Alliance. Paltry numbers came from East Baringo County, and even himself, he actually failed to clinch the senatorial seat. Would you say that that particular trouble came when there was division in support from his elders? We saw a number of elders going the William Ruto way and some going to the Moise family way. Would you say that that is what resulted to his paltry numbers?
No, there are many factors. The obvious one is that he's challenging. Ruto is challenging. The entire community saw a chance to get back to power through Ruto, and it will be very difficult for them to consider anybody else when Ruto was going for the president. That's the very obvious. But again, it could also be against strategy. Just play lukewarm. Don't interfere with the wind, because the wind is blowing. So let the wind blow where it's blowing. But in the fullness of time, you'll get your space. But it could also be because he's weak. I mean, there's no way my father could be the president and I lose a parliamentary seat or there's no way.
There's just no way.
There's absolutely no way.
Don't you think that now that chance of there
There's
being...
no way I could be Mudavadi and lose the election in 2002. There's no way I could be Gideon Moya and fail to be sent. There's no way, absolutely. So it could also be a part of just weakness. Some people are just weak. Yeah.
Part of really rectifying that weakness in him and amplifying his strengths in the near future, where then does he start that journey of turning around? Do you start from the KANU standpoint, revamping the party, or he himself first being voiceful enough in Rift Valley politics?
You cannot know about Gideon and many of these politicians. A good number of who we overrate. You know, if you are looking at it from a very normal way, the way things normally play out, a prince does not need to struggle.
He doesn't?
No. A prince just waits to become king. You people can make noise, but he will become king. That's how Uhuru became president. You should have heard things people said about Uhuru in 2002.
That will never suffer.
He was nothing. The things people were saying about, I just told people. For example, almost hit me. I've been saying this thing, senior common room. I told them, this boy you are seeing, this is a prince. It's just a question of when, not if he'll be the president. This is your president tomorrow.
Gideon Kipsele Moi could be?
He can as well be. Why not? He's a prince. A prince does not need to do anything. He does not need to fight.
Even when people like Murkomen, vibrant people are standing in the way of the prince.
Murkomen is not anywhere in the equation.
Cheruyo.
They are the ones who will be trooping to Gideon Moy.
For blessings.
Yeah, just to greet him. These are not men who matter in the equation. They don't. The way these things play out, the way systems work. And I remember I've told you, even those who think like people like Ruto, they have outmaneuvered the system. It may not be true.
It may not be true.
No, sometimes systems allow you. I wanted to use an example of another country, but these YouTube people will strike us.
Of course.
So the idea is, that systems have a way of working to perpetuate themselves. They make sure they don't allow opposition. They don't allow anybody to get on board. They make it very difficult for anybody else. The way the system made it very difficult over the years for people like Raila to ever get to power. Even when he outsmarts them and he has won, they crudely take the cup, the trophy, and give it to Kibaki. But sometimes systems may realize it is in their interest, long-term game, to allow an outsider a shot at the president's power. Then you think you have outsmarted the system. You can't. Systems have repeated. You don't outsmart systems. You don't defeat them.
In the fullness of time.
You can never. They are just laughing at you as you dance around naked somewhere. They are just, what is this boy doing? They allow you to dance. Yeah.
Very well then again. But if you are now...
In that context, therefore, just to wind up on that issue, in that context, therefore, I will not be surprised. I may not be surprised.
He might not be over and out.
Yeah. I may not be surprised to wake up one day and Gideon Moy is the president of this country. I would not. Even people like Mudavadi. Those are very system compliant people.
Not fertile imagination?
No. See, power does not like dramatic people. Somebody told me, you are not doing well. You are even poor because we want to invite you where we are eating, but money does not like noise.
Yeah.
So even power does not like noise. Yeah. So people like Mudavadi, cannot be surprised to see Mudavadi taking oath of office. I can't be surprised.
You don't have to be a son of Mau Mau to be president?
No, those ones rarely get.
They don't.
Fighters rarely get. Look, Dedan Kimathi did not become president of Kenya. Jaramogi Oginga never became president of Kenya. Raila is having a hard time. Moi became. Who knew Moi could be anything? Kibaki was always described as General Coward.
General Coward.
So somebody like Gideon Moi can become your president tomorrow. I will not be surprised.
You won't be surprised?
No, Mudavadi can as well become president very easily. Very easily. I, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi,
son of Sabatia.
with Stacy holding the Bible. And I am oh, he's a Quaker, they don't use the Bible. He just does this. I, Wycliffe, Salem, never. I will not be surprised. That's how these things work like that. Yeah.
Very well then. If we are going to look at it from the succession politics standpoint, then there are those who believe President William Ruto this far is already sharpening the arrowhead to take over him from the Kalenjin community. And we are looking people like Cheriot, Kipchumba Murkomen, and these vibrant, really sensational politicians from the region. Gideon Moi is not anywhere in that question. Would you then say that he can outsmart the arrowhead that is being sharpened by William Ruto?
Mbiu Koinange will take after Kenyatta, Njoroge Mungai. Where are they?
That was the lineup.
Forget about it. It doesn't work like that. Who are the people to take over from Moi, from Rift Valley? It wasn't William Ruto or anything like that.
Or Hendrik was gay.
Where are the people who should have taken over from Uhuru Kenyatta? That's not how these things work.
You can
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you, and I want to repeat this, even if some people will be annoyed. The idea is that most of these people are just pawns in a game they don't understand. That's how systems across the world, how they work. You think you are anything and you are just nothing. They are controlling things from far. They see how you are dancing, they just laugh. They allow you to put on a 2 million suit. You know,
no matter how close
$200,000 worth of a watch, they just laugh. They just see you coming, they laugh.
No matter how many visits you're making to State House every week.
Forget about it. Power is difficult. Power is, even in whatever society, even in kingdoms, chiefdoms, power is always in the hands of a few people, card-holding members of a club, what we have come to call systems and things like those. Deep states. Those are the people who control power, whether it's in a kingdom or in a any country in the world. There are people who control power. They may give you a semblance of competition so that Kim Tai and this other thug, I don't know we call who, they seem to be competing for the presidency. But the ground has been laid in such a way that only so and so should be the president.
Very well, there you have it from Herman Manyora talking matters political future of none other than former Baringo Senator and KANU party leader Gideon Kipsile Moi. Of course, there is so much homework for him to be done. That is from the sentiments by Herman Manyora, and also there is a chance for us to really rethink his political future and not write him off yet. That has been our conversation today, and we ask you to tune in to our other subsequent editions coming up at least twice every week here on Herman Manyora's channel, and also make sure that you tune in to other editions, that is Political Conversations with Jadiel Kabiro, new show on the streets, that is the Opinion Scope by Mundia Gitau, and Candid Conversations coming in from Evan Sokinyi. I'm yours truly, Richard Mwanja. Also join me on Business Glide later in the day. Until then, God bless.